Hiya, and thank you so much for taking the time to actually watch my video. This video is going to be about a great way of earning more money. It's something that I do full time, but it's something that anyone can really do on a part-time basis or full-time basis. It's basically generating leads for local businesses, obviously in your local area. It's something that I've been doing for over 20 years and I do know an awful lot about it. So if it's something that you're interested in, or if you're just looking to earn a bit more money, then please continue watching. What I do, it's very simple. It's not a get rich quick scheme or anything like that. It's something that anyone can do if they've obviously, if they're willing to make the effort. All I do is I generate leads for local businesses in my local area. And what's prompted me to make this video is that I was recently asked the other day. I approached a guy that was an electrician, and he asked me why I should obviously use me, if you like, for generating some of his leads. And I said to him, my simple answer to him is, you've got nothing to lose. And basically what I do is I generate leads for companies. Now, there's different ways of generating leads, which I'll go into in a little while. But if I just first of all talk about how I approach companies and obviously what I say to them. All I say to them is, you can do this by text, by phone, you can send them an email, a mail shot, however you want to do it. All I basically say to them is, I offer a service, and my service is lead generation. It's very simple. I am offering them leads for their business in return for money. Now, um, payment, how I get paid, I'll talk about perhaps a little bit at the end of the video. But basically, I say to them, obviously, if your business needs more business, I can actually generate them leads for you. It doesn't matter what it is. If someone said to me they had a business doing bricklaying, if they had a business doing, if they was a painter and decorator, if they was a private investigator, it doesn't matter what their business is, I can generate leads for it. Now, if you know anything about marketing, or if you know anything about how companies, if you like, become big, it's because of one thing. It's because of lead generation. These companies, and I'm many for work. I work for many different companies. They all want more leads. It might be a company that are perhaps installing disabled stair ramps. These disability chairs that go up the staircase. You know, whatever it is, it could be a company offering paint and decorating, plastering. They all make money from doing their job or selling their service. So you can get them a lead, you can offer them a service where you get them a lead and they will pay for it. Now, if I just go in a little bit about payment very quickly, how I get paid, different companies, you can approach different companies in different ways. Some people, I know when I've approached companies, not everyone wants to start paying money directly for leads because they're worried that you've already sold that lead. And some people do actually do that. There's companies in America, they'll sell the lead to 3 or 4 different people. That's not actually how I operate at the moment. What I do is I just say to a company, I can get you leads. It might be a plasterer. I'll say to him, look, if you want to expand, he might say you ain't got a lot, you ain't got a lot of work. I'll say, well, look, I can either get you leads where you pay me directly for the lead, and what that will be, it'll be a fixed amount of money. If he goes round there and he actually walks through the door and he gives an estimate, that is a lead with a confirmed appointment. No one's going to pay you money just for names. If he walks through the door, I get paid. Now, when I used to sell windows, I used to get £70, £80, in some cases £90 a lead. if it was for a conservatory. So I think you can quickly see how these amounts of money can add up, especially if you're working for multiple companies, right? How I work at the moment, what I do is that all the money I do at the minute, I work on a percentage. I found that this is a better thing to do. So it might be that you get in with a plasterer or a bricklayer, and they say to you, and like you say to them, I want 10% of any job that you sell. Now, to some people I've approached, they seem to think that's a lot of money, 10%. But I know it's not, because you've only got to take a job, an average job. Let's say you get a lead, for example, for somebody who wants a new driveway, and and they go around and they charge them £6,000, £7,000 for a driveway. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I've done estimating and quantity surveying in the past, so I do know what things cost, and I know a lot about building because I've actually done architecture, so I do know a lot about construction. So I know what things cost, and I know that on a job that size, say £7,000 for example, there'd be at least 2.5 grand, £2,300 profit in that job, right? That's aside from that guy working all week and earning a wage. He's also going to be earning profit. So it's common sense really that if you haven't got a lot of work and a guy offers to get you some work, then 10% is not really a lot, because obviously it's a fraction of your profit. But other companies won't want to pay you that. Some companies won't only want to pay you 5%. Other companies won't only want to pay you 6 or 7. But it doesn't matter. It does matter if you're only working for one company, but it doesn't matter if you do it properly and you work for multiple companies. This is what I'm trying to do at the moment. I'm actually building it up at the moment. I'm getting leads not just for one person, I'm getting leads for different people. Yeah, I'm going to talk about how you can do that in a moment, but just at the minute, go with me. Go with me at the moment. Now, all these companies, they want to get bigger and they want to earn more money. So when you're talking to these people and they start saying to you, well, I think, they might turn around and say, well, I think that's a bit steep, 10% or 8%. They might not want to pay that. What I say to them is, well, hold on a minute. I charge you 8%, but you're not paying me. You're not, or I say to them, you're not looking further ahead. They're only looking at the end of their nose. They're not actually looking into the future, if you like, over the horizon. So how I sell my service, I say to them, look, I'm going to get you a lead. It might be for a driveway. Let's say let's say I'm getting you a lead. This guy's a landscaper, and I'm going to get him leads for a driveway. I say to him, I'll tell you what I do with you. You pay me 7%. You take a step down. Say, look, I'll do it for 7%. And hopefully you reach an agreement. But what I say to him to sell that 7% or 8%, or I usually start off at 10%, what I do to do that is I say to him, well, hold on a minute. If I get you a driveway, a lead in this street, and you go around there and fit that job, you're now advertising your business in that road. Now, I know for a fact I've got leads for builders or landscapers who have done a driveway, charged £5,000-6,000, paid me £450 or £500, depending on who the person was. But they've then gone and done another 2 or 3 jobs in that same road. So looking at it that way, you're obviously losing out. But it doesn't matter, because you're selling your initial service. And if you meet, like I do, I meet a lot of people. You will meet people who ain't so short-minded. You will meet people that understand what you do, and they will take the add-ons they get from other jobs into account when they decide whether or not, or how much they want to pay you. So this really is, the idea of this video is to really make you realise that There is massive, 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 massive potential in lead generation. Yeah, these companies will pay big, big money, right, for these leads. Even if you're only going to get paid on a per lead basis. Imagine you're working, let's look at it another way. Imagine you're working for a local window company, and that window company offer to pay you, like I used to get, I won't name the company, but I used to get 70, 80, 90 pound, depending on what the lead was for. Yeah. Now, that's one company. So I canvass 4 leads for that company and I get 4 pitches and I've charged them £80 a pitch. Well, that's £320 for 1 week's work. That's not really a lot of money. That's not a lot of money to me anyway, £320. But imagine if you work for 3 companies. All of a sudden, your 320 is now 960. Yeah? Imagine you're getting leads for 10 companies. And you're getting 4 leads a week for 10 companies, and you're charging, um, um, I don't know, £50 a lead. Yeah, you've got to look at the multiples. You've got to look at the multiples. Yeah. Now, I know what you're doing. You're sitting there thinking, yeah, that's all right for you, mate, but how am I going to get these leads? How am I going to generate leads? Well, you're obviously watching me on YouTube, so you've obviously got internet connection. So look, research, find out ways. I've done videos on it as well about how to get leads, and I'm going to go over them quickly in this video. But there's loads of ways of generating leads. Yeah, you've got Facebook, you've got Google Maps, you've got Facebook ads. You can create a Facebook page. You've got door knocking. Make sure it's legal in your area. Or you do what I do. What I do, I think is undoubtedly the best way of generating direct leads, and that is I work stands. Weekend I go and do 2 markets. I have long days, but I done one Saturday. I had to be there at 8. The market didn't finish till 3:30. I didn't get home till 5. You know what I mean? But I went out Saturday. I done a market. There's a market near me called North Weald Market, and I done that last Saturday. I generated 12 leads. One of the people that I work for does conservatory roofs, and I generated 12 leads for him Saturday. That's just one day. Now he might ring them up and only actually make 5 appointments, because you don't know until he rings them up. You don't know what's going to happen. People do change their minds, but if he goes on 5 appointments, or let's say he goes on 6, right? I'm using it as an average. If he goes on 6 appointments, I know that he will sell 2 deals. My mate's good. He's very good. One of the guys I will have worked for. He's a very good salesman. He'll sell one in 3, 1 in 2 if it's an half decent lead. Yeah, and from that, my average job to me for a roofing lead is worth about £400. So he goes and sells a £6,000, £7,000 roof. I'll get £350, £400 out of it. Now, it might sound like a lot of money. You might think, oh, you're earning, but it's the game you're in, right? If you don't get no sales, you don't earn no money. This is why I talk about when I said at the start of the video, this is something you can start off part time, leading to full time. I do this full time now. Yeah, I go out 5, sometimes 6 days a week, 7 days a week. If the weather's right and it's summer and I can get out and there's places I can go, because it's money. Yeah, you've got to start. If you're serious about doing this business, you've got to step outside. You've got to raise the bar. You've got to say to yourself, well, hold on a minute, I'm a lead generator. You've got to generate leads. You know what I mean? You've got to go out. I work market stalls. But the other thing you can do is start looking to get people in a team, right? Or do what I'm thinking about doing now. I'm looking at doing like a promotional card where I promote multiple companies. Yeah, there's loads of ways of generating leads, but the whole idea of this video initially, without going into it completely, is just to make you aware that if you want to earn money, it ain't money for nothing. It ain't, buy this and then copy and paste and put this advert here and someone else would do it. I'm not about any of that crap. Even though some of those things do work, I've yet to find one that worked for me. But I'm on about real life, approaching people, talking to people, gaining an inquiry, texting that inquiry to the person that wants that lead, and then a week later saying, well, what happened with that job? Or like me, most of the people I work for now, they are straight. I'll say to them, they'll say, oh, yeah, this one sold, Cole, that one sold, that one sold, that one sold. Yeah, it just depends. I mean, last week, I earned just under 500 quid, which to me, obviously ain't the greatest week. But the week before, my mate done I think he sold 4 deals. I earned just under £1,700. A week before that, I didn't have the greatest week. I think I earned about 600 quid. So you're not earning big money all the time. In lead generation, it's that sort of industry. You've got to realise that if you like, you're in a wave. So it ain't going to be where you go into it and you're earning £3 a week. It doesn't work like that. It can if you structure your business and if you start what I'm trying to do now, and that is not be reliant on 1, 2, or even 3 companies. You need to not be vulnerable. I mentioned this in another video. It happened to me a while ago where I was, if you like, beholden to one firm, one company, and it all went a little bit wobbly. Right? I won't go into why, but it all went a little bit wobbly, and because of that, I was left in a predicament. I can't think of any other way of describing it. So it done me a favour because it made me realise, and this is a lesson in life for anything you're involved in. Don't be so dependent on one income or one strategy or one person or one company, because it can change at any moment. So I don't want to be negative, because I'm not. If you ever met me and spoke to me in real life, you'd realise that I'm not a negative person. I couldn't do my job if I was, but I am a realist. And you need to, in life, in my eyes, you need to have multiple streams of income. And if you're doing what I'm doing, generating leads for businesses, you want to have multiple businesses that who will want your leads. And don't be scared once you start earning some half decent money at it, because you will if you put your mind into it, in your heart and soul, and you motivate yourself. If you do it, start reinvesting some of the money that you've earned into other strategies that are going to generate you more leads. If you see my other video, you'll know that I'm studying to do a web design at the minute, so I can start designing my own capture pages for businesses and obviously make more money. I'm going to end it there. I hope this has inspired you. Yeah, it might be that it could be anything. It could be you're a nurse, or you've got a job where you're earning X amount of money, but you just need a bit more. You just need another 100 quid, £200 a month. You can do it very easily with lead generation. I earn a full-time good income from lead generation, and I have done for the last 20 years. So if someone said to me, can I earn £200 a month for lead generation? Can I earn £500 a month extra doing lead generation? I'd say yeah, quite simply. I had a year, I'm going back, how long ago? I'm going back over 20 years ago. I was working for a big window company, and I remember just working for that one firm. I remember I earned over 40 grand generating double glazing leads for a big window company. So is it possible to earn £200, £300 a month? Yeah, I'd say it is, very, very simply. I'm going to leave it there, but I hope it's inspired you. If you do need more money, I hope it's inspired you to perhaps look at at what I've been talking about. And if you need help with obviously finding companies to work for, you just need to get on the phone, send a text. One thing I can tell you, because how I started in lead generation was getting leads for double glazing companies. I won't name the companies, but all the there's 3 or 4 big firms that you'll see advertising, on the paper, in the telly. They will pay 70, £80 for a lead. They'll do it all day long. That year I earned over 40 grand. I was working for a national company and they was paying me between 70, 80 and £90, depending on what the lead was for. If it was for a conservatory, I used to get £90 a lead. If it was a window lead, I only used to get 70. If it was roof trim, like the soffits and the fascias, I'd only get 45. They obviously know where they are obviously earning their money, and they will pay for those appointments accordingly. Yeah, obviously they're structuring their finances to obviously make money. They'll do it all day long. They'll pay you 70, £80 all day long, because they'll pay, if they pay for 3 leads and they're paying you £80 a lead, it's cost them £240. They know that to sell one job, they've got to speak to 3 people. So, and their average order value is £4,000, say. So they're spending £250 to get back 4,000. Wouldn't you do that? That's why these companies will pay you big money for your leads. Um, I'm going to end it there. If you're interested in earning money and knowing what I do and following obviously what I do, to obviously try and earn money, and you're interested in lead generation, is something I know an awful lot about. I'm going to be putting up other videos about lead generation, and I'd really like it if you would subscribe, and if you would also, if you would please like this video. I'd really appreciate it. I hope you do find what you're looking for. But like I say, if you want to earn a bit of extra money, I would say, rather than going and working in a bar or going and working in a job where they're paying you £6, £7 an hour, I wouldn't do that. I would look to a local company who are willing, who obviously want more work, and just give them a few leads and then follow up and obviously make sure they pay you, because sometimes you'll have someone who's a little bit naughty and they won't want to pay you. So, just give them a few leads, then get a few leads perhaps for another company, and look for all I do is I look for the company that are paying me the most. If I've got a roofing firm, if I've got 2 roofing firms who I'm getting leads for, and one of them's paying me 6% and the other one's paying me 9%, well, I'm going to give the leads to the one that's paying me 9%. But if the one that's paying me 6 or 7 is selling more leads because they're not as expensive, then you've got to weigh it up. But you've got to do it only by trial and error, only by putting yourself out there and exposing yourself to this industry will you realise the great rewards that can be got if you do it properly. Thanks so much for watching my video, and I hope you subscribe, and I hope to see you on another one of my videos. Thank you so much.